gotchas. There's no gotchas. We're all in this crazy.
We're all in this crazy post-apocalyptic world together.
I was trying to go with something. I don't know what I'm saying.
Hey, Dom.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Don't worry.
Gotcha.
There ain't no gottens.
Fake news.
Hey, now don't get out of here. Don't come in with that Florida talk.
The entire state of Florida is fake news.
You know what? Actually, that's not a lie, man. Because I mean, I think the last 3-4 girls I've been with were fake. So,
like non-existent. Hey.
Oh.
No, you're
you got me on that one.
You're handsome and charming.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast, episode 40.
Dang.
40.
The
Wow.
big 4-0.
Dang.
That's kind of crazy, man. 40 episodes. Plus with our, MSF podcast, we're at like
which is
60 something now. Yeah. Oh, I can't do math now. So yeah, 58. So
that's pretty cool.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us now while everyone's locked in quarantine. That's really the only thing that's keeping us sane is doing this, playing video games, streaming on Twitch, doing stuff, although we probably should be doing more on our social medias where you can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is beingoverachiever.com where you get this episode and every episode. Where we talk about
our Instagram is just me posting dumb clips of me.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done working on the house and as soon as I'm done with all that stuff, like I will be taking it a little bit more seriously because I just did not have any time whatsoever. Because as we were just saying in our live chat, so if you want to see this live as we record this, you can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/OG podcast. We do this live and you can just hit the notifications and it'll let us know whenever we're live. We have 61 followers right now on the Twitch, which is pretty good considering we do zero advertising for it.
We do nothing
zero.
For it,
yeah.
Have we hit affiliate for it yet?
That's a good question because I feel like
our steps were like super close.
Yeah, I'm guessing that like we have to do like some other like stream on multiple days. Maybe I'll do that next week whenever I have some time to like get us into affiliate and whatnot because that's just kind of funny. I remember when it was like us trying to hit affiliate on Twitch for whatever.
Like our personal, God, it was like the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it was difficult. Now look at us, we're like, in the thousands of followers.
Is it really that hard to get affiliate? I mean, I'm not trying to sound.
Honestly, the problem I found was having an average 3 streamers a time because I didn't realize at the time that I should be playing a more niche game. I was playing Destiny 2.
So okay, yeah.
Why would anyone pop into my stream?
That's actually a thing, right? Because like I had tried for a period of time to stream like Dark Souls and things like that, and I would get 0 viewership, and then I'd go over to Marvel Strike Force, and it's like, I average 30 people.
50.
How many people are doing it? The first time Charlie ever streamed a Strike Force, it was like 20 people off the bat, and I was like, "What is this bullshit?"
Yeah.
That's what it is though, because also Twitch's algorithms. Not to like, I don't want to like shit talk Twitch or anything, but like their algorithms definitely favor higher view count streamers. Like they don't have like put the low ones at the top. Obviously, you're gonna see who's like in the 10K viewer for like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike or whatever, you know what I mean? Which kind of I get it, but
I also find that a lot of obscure sections of Twitch are really under I don't want to say underutilized or underhighlighted. I don't know, but I'm sorry.
Underappreciated?
Yeah, I mean I feel like they could do a better job of shedding light on newbie streamers or maybe people that are like
and that's what I'm saying. I feel like there should be some kind of like there should be a channel where it randomly goes to a streamer that has less than like 5
I mean,
viewers.
like Mixer's Hype Train?
Is that what it is? I was thinking to say, is that like the what was that one thing you could do where you could like chat with random people, chat roulette or something like that?
Oh,
but
man.
It's like
that was way more for.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm talking about for like
Imagine if that came back around with a quarantine. That'd be hilarious.
Oh,
Is that
God.
website still a thing?
I don't know. We
It
should
must
find
be.
out.
It must
This
be.
is all right. Hold the podcast. We're gonna go do a little chat roulette.
Chat
session,
roulette. Huh?
We're not doing that.
No.
and
We're
and
not
we're gonna
doing
go
that.
from there.
We're not doing that. That's like immediate ban hammer.
Meatspin.com.
Oh my
They're
god!
throwing out bans left and right now. So I
Who,
might
on
find it.
Twitch?
Yeah.
For what?
Any like I mean, that one girl, I think Casey Tron.
Casey Tron?
Yeah, she just got banned because she said she's gonna get infected and go hang out with all old people. And stuff.
Yeah, she said she
Why
wanted.
would you? Oh my god!
Well, she's an idiot. I mean, she
It's a
literally. I
dumb thing
mean,
to say.
yeah,
Is it ban worthy? I mean, probably not.
they
but
have to make
also,
an
like,
example out of her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Don't make light of pandemics.
So one of the things I actually do, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, is I like watching Twitch fails. Like
Twitch fails is great.
I kind of
Twitch
find
fails
them
is great.
entertaining. And
Well, the thing I find that Twitch fails used to be just funny clips of people messing up, and now it's definitely just like dumb gotcha moments.
It's like the TMZ.
It's downgraded a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely hard gossip now. Like, oh my god, like
did you see this on offline TV? Like, this guy and this girl were seen holding hands together. Like, oh shit!
I know it used to be a lot more funny, like just like dumb stream moments, but it's definitely more like gossipy, whatever. But
yeah. But still, I don't know. I watch it sometimes, and like some of the stuff I see about people getting banned or things like that, I often say to myself, that person was 100% doing that to drive some kind of buzz. You know, they were. There's some shit. There's some stuff people do. There's no way that was just like coincidental, you know?
Like that stupid kid, that Fortnite pro, who was like, hey guys, I'm going to show you. I don't aimbot, but I'm going to show you what would happen if you do aimbot.
And then he gets upset that he gets banned from the game. It's like, bro, you literally broke the terms of service on stream in front of thousands of people. What did you expect was going to happen?
Like physical proof.
Undeniable.
Literally, you can't have any more proof than what that dude had.
You talk about Twitch streamers, not to cut you off, but like I wanted to talk about I don't want to say his name incorrectly, but Dinez.
Dinez. Yeah, Dinez.
Dude is actually a very good streamer. I checked out his stream several times, and he's actually since we had him on the last time, his average count has definitely surpassed 100, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hits partner status pretty soon. Like, homie's actually like yeah. In my opinion, like that's probably a good example of what happens when you actually find your niche in this community and kind of stick with it, you know? And
the two streamers that, since I've been locked down pretty much, that I've been like going back and forth, actually Dinez and then also our boy Upshaw. Every time he's on, I just subbed him in the day too, trying to like, this is a good time to, if you can, to support like creatives in any manner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's uncertainty times. Like, if you don't have a salary, obviously shit gets scary. I mean, Charlie knows that. All three of us. Well, I mean, I'm not in that boat anymore, thank goodness. But it's just, if you don't have consistent work, any support is great support. So like, especially find a streamer you like, find a band you like, find anything you like, do something, buy a shirt or throw a sub or.
Yeah, if you have anything. Twitch Prime, throw a Twitch Prime to people whom you like to follow. I'm not saying us. I'm just saying
Twitch Prime.
The website Bandcamp, they do a lot of stuff with like independent artists, stuff like that. They've waived their collection fees for any kind of donation or artist buys or anything like that on their website. Like, find stuff like that. There's a lot of companies that are doing stuff like that for the people that use their platform. So I would say, like,
speaking of supporting creatives.
Oh God.
During this stressful time, it's never a better time than ever to check out Gamefly, right?
Oh, yes.
Come on. I mean, and not only that.
Actually, I should do Gamefly during this.
Why don't you give them a little spiel? Because this is the part that I don't know. I don't know the code that we use.
Hey, but you just nailed it though.
I was good at the intro, but I need you. Can we tag team this?
Hey, Dinez is here.
Hey, Dinez is here.
Hey, look at that. We were literally just talking about you.
That's actually really funny.
So the Gamefly code, there's no code, but there's a link down below.
It's a link.
It's a link.
And that will give you 30 days free of Gamefly. So
I still
know what that is? We're quarantined for 2 weeks. That's half of that time you can get for free.
It's true.
I mean, never a better time than ever to play that obscure game that you've always wanted to try out but didn't have enough time to play.
I wonder if actually the question is, are they shipping right now? Bulletstorm. Oh my god. Tomb Raider's free on stream.
The only thing I
so
can say is that UPS and everybody's been dropping off shit
FedEx
next
is
to
still doing it.
Yeah, so I mean,
so Dinez just said Tomb Raider's free on stream, and that just reminded me I've collected
Steam.
a few. I said Steam. Did I say stream?
You did.
Oh, Tomb Raider is free on Steam, and I've also collected a list of some games that you can play for free right now via various platforms. So if you don't know, if any of you have ever played Magic the Gathering or a similar card game, they have an online they have an app, like a desktop app called Magic the Gathering Arena. It's free to play.
Oh, it's super fun too.
Very fun. I might stream that later too. Why not? You know, your boy's got the time.
Yeah, why not, man?
Really fun. I play it a lot. I don't have many decks built just because it is a little annoying building decks. That's the only thing that kind of stinks, but it's just like you got to grind out to get wild cards, and you can get like better cards out of that. Blah blah blah. Fun as heck. A Polygon had a article 5 digital board games for PC, mobile, and console that you could play at home online. A game called Talisman, Love Letter, Mysterium, Sentinels of the Multiverse, and Ticket to Ride. And then Kotaku had an article, games you can play for free while you're stuck at home. Very nice. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is free to play come, I think, Monday.
Yeah,
Life is Strange Episode 1 is currently on the Microsoft Store. Altos Odyssey is on the Apple app right now. It's totally free. The Epic Game Store has a couple things, like Syndicate is free right now. They have 2 free games, Watch Dogs and the Stanley Parable. That will be on the desktop Epic Game Store. Itch.io
free right now. I'm downloading both of those as we speak.
Dope. Itch.io is an indie game storefront, and they have some free stuff too. Check out their sale page. GOG is running a list of free stay-at-home games, which is pretty dope. And then also, like, obviously you have all the battle royales, right? Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, those are all free. And then if you don't have PlayStation Now or Xbox Game Pass, they have free trials. So check those out, because both of those have a nice library of games and stuff to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, it's and you know, obviously, like, we have the time is now, right? If you've ever put off like a game because you don't have time, or you know, you have less going on at work or life stuff,
or you know, like moving
exactly. I'm actually at this moment, I wish I did it beforehand so we could have talked about it on the stream, downloading Doom Eternal. Excited to play that because people are saying it's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that. I played the shit out of Doom, the one that came out like 2 years ago, and I loved it. Platinum to that game. That's
apparently this one is way better. That's what people are saying.
Is it? Because I really enjoyed the other one. So
they're saying
I had a good time
funny,
with it.
Yeah, it's like the comparison was Doom 2016 was a rock album, and Doom Eternal is like Norwegian black metal. Like it's just like up to the
amazing. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, I'm really excited because Doom's always been I feel like Doom has always been like a staple of a shooter, right? That and like Unreal Tournament. Like, you know, there's always been like a couple of games that were like staples of first person shooters. And I forgot who, I don't know if IGN or if it was someone just said it's the best shooter in years. So I'm excited to try that shit out.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to giving it a go because I'm going to have, hopefully by next weekend, I will be settled fully in done. Enough. Well, not fully done, but I'll be set up. Like I just got my office set up. So I did it so we could stream today, which is where we're streaming from today. This is my new office area that I'll be, recording and streaming from. And hopefully everything will be settled in because we're having movers come tomorrow. So we're going to be officially out of the old condo. Then... and then I'll be ready to go. Dude, I cannot. Well, it's just more like I hate going back and forth. Like, even though I'm 5 minutes down the road, but like I've been working on the house, and I realized that I forgot my power drill at the old place. I went to get the power drill, and then I realized I forgot all my drill bits. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst. So I'm excited to have my own like spot ready to go and just like be done and don't have to move and do anything. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm just really just looking forward to hunkering down and really getting in some streams because I've been really wanting to do more streaming and do more playing games, interacting with community, because I feel like now we kind of have like a little bit of a community going on with our Discord and everything else, even though we're doing more, whatever it's Marvel Strike Force, Black Desert Mobile, some other stuff. I know we've talked about Black Desert Mobile in the past before, but like, I've joined a really awesome clan in Black Desert Mobile and doing more. So like, I want to stream that game more because it's pretty awesome. Like,
what is like the player base in that? Is there a lot of people that play that?
There's 20 million downloads of that game. So, and that was I think like 3 months ago.
Jeez.
I think so. It's a lot. I mean, I really like that game. I'm 100% free to play in that game, and like I just the max level is level 70 because they just raised the max level from 60 to 70, and they just had a bunch of new ascensions, which essentially means that your character has a new set of abilities, a new set of things that it can do, and you get stronger, and you can do more things with the characters, and like your appearances change. It's really awesome. It's like a little mini MMO in mobile form.
It really is. Yeah. That's the take I got from it. I don't have the patience for MMO style games anymore. That's the only thing.
I mean, that's fair to say. It's just like, I'm enjoying just like
even Destiny 2. I don't play Destiny 2 anymore.
Yeah.
Which is like King Destiny 2 boy.
King Dingling for
King Dingling.
there. Yeah. But I'm really enjoying that, like, you log
Did you
in for a little bit.
steal my term?
Sure
Your
did.
shit's been stolen, dude. That's
what happens when you don't pay attention
for so long. Like, we stole that shit like years ago, and we only knew you for like.
Is that why you thought it was so funny when I said it?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. It's all starting to make sense now.
Yeah, it's all coming back around.
Let's talk about video games we're playing.
Okay.
Because we're both playing Warzone, obviously. You were streaming
Warzone. Okay, I just want to talk about Warzone, like in a nutshell. So,
are
you guys good at this game? Are you guys good at that game?
So I've gotten second place more times I can count. I honestly, it's all, and this is the problem I have with the game, huh?
I said Dom's better than me at that point because I'm in like always top 10.
So I usually play with some good people. It's really fun. I do enjoy it. The problem with Warzone is it's so chaotic. Like 150 person map. At first, I was like, yo, this is going to be dope. That's so many people. That's awesome. But it's like, it is a literal war zone. And you can get shot. You can get shot from like a mile away. It doesn't matter how good your armor is. You're just going to be like, boom, like gone. And that's a Call of Duty game. Like, and so it is fun. It's really, and like with Apex, I'm a very aggressive player. I'm always pushing forward. It's just like boom, 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 boom. But with Warzone, it's like I'm crawling on the ground for 3 minutes, like because there's like dudes over there. It's like way more slower, which isn't bad by any means. But it's kind of a little adjustment period there. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. We get second a bunch, but it's always in that last, like the circle's real small. You don't know where the other guys are. They're probably literally laying on their bellies too, waiting for you to pop up. And it's like, or like you're running to the circle. There's dudes already in the building that are in the circle and they just like shoot you, you're dead. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like it's, if you're an okay first person playing player at first person shooters, getting to the last circle isn't so bad. But the problem is it's usually so fast, like, in that moment, you're not paying attention to that building over there or those bushes or anything. And people they're waiting there. They're sitting there. They're camping. Yeah. It's a hard camping game. Every Call of Duty is a hard camping game. You know what I mean? So but that being said, I do enjoy it. So
I'm enjoying it. And Dina has asked in our chat, like, don't you feel the tick rate of Warzone is a bit meh? I mean, I would agree. I haven't gotten to like the final circle match. I think I've gotten it once with Loco, like he and I have been playing, and also with White Fang, like we've been all playing together, whenever I have free time. I like it. I would say I like it a little bit better than the Black Ops.
Are you guys playing this on PlayStation or PC?
I'm on Xbox. It's
you're one of those people.
It's what's it called?
I'm kidding.
What's
cross-platform?
Cross-platform
Or crossplay. That's what it is. Yeah, because I actually like that fact because, like, I could play with you guys, or like we have people who play on PC, and we can all squad.
Every game should be crossplay.
I think that implementation is fantastic, and I really think that more companies should be doing that.
It opens up the competition to a much bigger scale, right?
It does, yes, but I also think that it's good in terms of just being able to bring people together. So it's like we could.
Oh, right.
And that's the thing, that the argument against crossplay about like why like from a company standpoint, why would I let someone from Xbox play the PlayStation? I'm never gonna buy. I'm never gonna buy a PlayStation. It's not because I don't like PlayStations. These cost a lot of money. I've been doing Xbox for most of my life, so I'm hardwired to get Xbox stuff.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
made an
not like
investment in that platform.
right. They're not losing money from me if they open up to cross-platform. I was never a potential customer anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they obviously have the technology to do this. We've seen it multiple times now with video games. So just open it. Every game should have this now. Like every game should have cross-platform. Every multiplayer game should do it. The argument
really
used to be,
wish. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like I'm playing Path of Exile right now on PlayStation 4, and I think it would be cool if I could play with people on PC, and I don't know why they don't do that. You know, like it's weird to me that there's a different server for each version of it. You know, like
it used to be this. These were the reasons. It used to be this because the argument used to be that a mouse and keyboard player would beat a controller player. Yeah, it used to be like with Halo 2. That was the argument why, because Halo 2 used to be Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
At the time, the PC players were smashing Xbox players. Smashing.
I could see that. Yeah.
But that's not the case anymore. Everyone's used to controllers. Everyone's used to it. Like you have pro Fortnite guys playing
like
with controllers on their PC. You know what I mean? So that argument, I think, is no longer true. And I think now at this point, Dita's asking a funny question about not funny question.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that for sure.
But at this point, I think they should all be cross. Like I played with a couple of my very close friends the other day that I haven't played video games with in forever because they both have PlayStation. But they text me like, "Oh, we're doing Warzone. Here's our Activision tag. Perfect, done." You know what I mean?
So are Fortnite and all the other like battle royale games, are they not cross-platform?
Fortnite is not between.
Is,
I don't know if it's still the case, but it used to just be just not PlayStation, Xbox. So Xbox players could play with PC and Switch. PlayStation players could play with PC and Switch, and then Switch could play with any. PC could play with any. I don't know if that's still the case. I think so. I assume.
Interesting,
right?
It's been a minute.
I haven't played forever. I just know that like the last update, like Upshaw was bugging out because they changed some like legacy settings or something like that. I don't know. I haven't kept up with Fortnite in God knows how long. Apex is not. They still have a big enough player base that I guess it doesn't matter. I still play Apex on the regular. I love Apex Legends, but
So I will say I played a bunch of the Call of Duty Blackout Battle Royale, and I would say I was pretty good at that game. Like that's actually where I met Dinez from that, because he and I would play together, I think, just when that game first came out.
Oh, really?
And and so like I was used to like how that game played out, and I like how Warzone is kind of like a bridge between that mode, Apex Legends, and kind of like the Firestorm from Battlefield. I don't know if you guys played that mode at all. I played it for maybe a week, and it just kind of reminds me like everything like melted together. It's just a really good sort of, I don't know, medley, I guess is the best word for it.
Yeah.
But so like when you're saying that, like, you know, it's very chaotic, very Warzone-ish, like at the beginning, like I would agree with it. I think that's, you know, an accurate portrayal of how that game is. But like, you know, I liked, you know, rolling up on people. You know, you have a group that you would roll in on, or you see people like, okay, you know, I can do this. And, you know, if you lose your fight, then like you're not just dead, you actually go to the gulag.
That's a very interesting implementation.
I love that, like you get a second chance. And so it's like, okay, you have to fight one-on-one versus someone, and if you win, you get to go in free of charge. But if you lose, you then have to go, your teammate has to buy you back in. Yeah, for $4,500 or whatever it is.
Yep.
But the nice thing is
trash at all those games.
But you know what? It's like I am too, but it's one of those things where it just becomes muscle memory. You just have to get good at it again. It's just, you're not going to be.
You have to get good. Is that what you're saying? That's the best thing you could recommend to me, Charlie.
Get good.
Get good.
Put the time. Well, it's just more put the time in, and it's just, you know, understanding the map mechanics and where things are and how things work and where to go for the best guns, and like what guns you feel comfortable with, what you can aim with, that kind of thing.
And that's actually the thing I will say I will disagree with, because in Apex, you know that there's high tier loot, mid tier loot, it's all there. In Warzone, it seems mostly Charlie disconnecting.
Damn it. All right, so
my
now
attention span is shot.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
true.
So sorry, my internet disconnected. So that's pause of the recording. So I'm
Okay.
sure it'll happen again.
You guys
So-
just missed the most incredible rant that Ashy Pastrami, aka King Deli Meat, has ever gone on in his
It's
entire
true.
life.
I was pretty much a thesis on the
State of gaming.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is his thesis for his
Um,
PhD in video
what-
game analogies or
What I
analyzing.
was saying before was like with Fortnite, like Apex, for example, there are places where there's going to be like high tier loot, right? But I found in Warzone, I don't care where I drop. I'm just waiting to get $6,000 or the collective team to get $6,000 so we can call in a loot drop, and then I'll have my
Loadout.
exactly, or a loadout drop. Thank you, not a loot drop, loadout drop. So like realistically, I don't care. Like I'm not looking for like a spot. I'm looking for a spot that will be strategically good, like maybe like something that's like in the ring already, or it might have a helicopter. I like helicopters personally. I think helicopters are dope addition to the game. I've stayed along so long, just literally flying around the helicopter. I've also dropped my helicopter into a group of people before, which is hilarious. But yeah, I'm not really looking for like a spot that might have good loot. I'm looking for survivability because I'm just waiting for $6,000 to get that loadout drop straight up,
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how I feel personally.
The thing that blows my mind, no pun intended, about these games is the fact that, like, okay, so when I'm playing it, I'm like sitting here, right? And I'll be like staring at my screen. I'm like, okay, if I see one pixel move, like I'm gonna shoot this bitch, like I got this, no problem. And then all of a sudden I just get dropped from like the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, how did anybody see me? Or like, what the hell just transpired? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if like I just truly suck at first person shooters or what. I guess maybe I just need to take Vash's advice and get good. But
Get good, son.
I mean, it's funny because obviously that he's saying that in a sarcastic manner, but it kind of is just that. You just have to play it more until you get used to the drops. You get used to like the guns.
That's what I mean by get good. It's just like, it's just learning the mechanics and where things are, and that just comes from time. You just can't jump in and be like, you could be the best. You could be a shroud at shooting and whatnot, but like you won't be able to know where anything is or the mechanics until you actually play it a few times. So
Shroud went to Mixer, right? That was the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know
how that's going.
Yeah, no, he definitely
Probably
went to Mixer.
great.
He 100% went there
That's
and then
right.
fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I forgot about Shroud.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm sure he's doing well in Mixer, but I totally forgot about Shroud. That's the thing. I'm sure like all these streamers that went to Mixer are doing fine, but I'm just still on Twitch. Like
I still think that Disguised Toast he easily killed everyone else in terms of like he went to Facebook and definitely started making bank, like
really?
mega bank. Yeah. And I think because everybody was criticizing him, they're like, why would you go to Facebook? Like nobody's there. And he was just kind of like he's a very smug personality, or he has a very smug personality. And he just kind of like alluded to the fact that he made it, they gave him an offer he just could not refuse. And it's like, that's that's
the only thing I'll say about the Facebook thing is I don't think that I think their UI is bad. I think the whole setup
terrible, dude.
Is bad. Other than that, like I'm not like against.
Like we tried to play around with it. I tried to play around with it. I got so frustrated with it. I was like, screw it. I'll just stick with Twitch. Like,
well, yeah, because you have to essentially the workaround for getting that started is like for streaming on Facebook is you have to. Excuse me. No, that was a dust cough.
Yeah.
It's you have to hit stream on your. Yeah, because I have.
He's got props.
I'm in work mode.
The people that are listening.
I got a screwdriver and an AB.
This man's got props.
So, yeah. If you have essentially in Facebook, you have to hit stream on your OBS, then go into your Facebook web UI, then hit stream on the Facebook thing. It won't trigger the stream. And then you have to like every single time you want to stream, it's a different generated key, which I understand what they're doing from a security perspective, but from like a streaming efficiency standpoint,
sounds like garbage.
Sucks. It's just not
garbage.
Great.
This is the weirdest podcast I've ever seen. I love this. You ain't seen nothing yet, fam.
Yeah, seriously.
So this is like I got everything, You want something else? You got screwdriver.
It's like
Ooh.
you're the carrot top of the gaming podcast.
It's amazing you find what people have at their desks. Charlie's got screwdrivers. I've got like a plethora of Taco Bell hot sauce packets.
First gen.
He's got first gen Pokemon cards.
This is the limited edition Mew that came out with the Pokemon the movie. Let's talk about that real quick. Also,
incredible.
Also the promo Pikachu.
And they're not even in sleeves. What are you doing with your life?
Here's a childhood photo of my girlfriend.
Oh,
it's really funny.
Amazing. She bring bangs back.
What else we got?
I don't know. I can't remember what Mallory looks like.
Oh, he's just grabbing everything around him.
Here's all the boys' medals.
Oh, you hear that clink, clang, 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 clang.
Oh my god! This is what happens when you're stuck in quarantine and you have nothing else.
I got one more.
We can't even focus on talking about games because that's all I've been doing is playing games and watching stuff because I have nothing else to do. I lost all my clients. Like, oh, look at this man! He busted out some nunchucks.
Don't hit yourself.
Oh, he just hit himself in the rib. He's trying to act like he didn't just.
It's really hard.
Trying to be smooth.
Practice not just. I was hitting the green screen. All right, you jerk. That's what this is.
This is my goodness, it's so good. But wait, so back on the topic of games. Yeah, so Warzone. Yes. I'm enjoying Warzone a lot. I wish I had more time to do. I've only pretty much have done maybe half dozen matches with people whom we've who are with us. God, I cannot speak. I have not had enough coffee today. Who people in our Discord. So if you want to be a part and squad up with us for Warzone, make sure you join our Discord. The link will be below.
True.
So check that out. Yeah, squad up. It's fun. We have a good time with people whom we play. So
play with anybody.
It'll be a good time. But
going on with
what?
I said as long as you're not trash, I'll play with anybody.
As long as you're not trash.
Oh, so you don't want to play with me?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Oh, God. Man, come on, guys. You got no faith in me.
Let's talk about Division 2 because we both played Division 2.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying the Division 2. I know they just had a new expansion drop, the Warzones of New York.
Warlords of New York. Warzones
of Warlords in New York. So it's
Warzones of New York sounds like real life right now.
That does sound like real life. It's too close to home. Mainly, the funny thing about this is because of the coronavirus, I actually started playing Division 2, not realizing that they had dropped the new expansion because of, for those who don't know, the Division 2 has a, the storyline is there's another branch of smallpox that gets delivered.
The dollar flu, they call it.
The dollar flu, they called it. So essentially it's like, somebody put smallpox onto a bunch of dollar bills and they're distributed on Black Friday.
Crazy. Actually a really cool storyline.
It is a cool storyline. I really like the story of...
Sounds a little coincidental.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the whole reason why I started playing it again. It's like,
tinfoil hat.
This is a little crazy in terms of like what's going on for today's day and age. So I was like, maybe I'll just pick it back up and see what's going on. It's like, oh hey, we have a new expansion dropped. Oh hey, I bought the Ultimate Edition way back when, so I can actually play this game. So I just picked it up and started playing it. And I have to say, I know Dom, we talked about it briefly. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it. But like, I'm really enjoying going back to New York.
That's awesome.
And seeing
I wish that
everything.
I wish so. The game, the expansion is dope. Like I do enjoy the expansion. I definitely don't not. I did not like it. Right. The gripes I have, like story's great, gameplay's great. Like they brought back Sticky Bomb, which I was a big Sticky Bomb player in Division 1. Everything about it is good. They addressed the loot problem with everyone just like getting loot. They're like, all right, we'll make it harder. We'll do heroic stuff. It'll be a little harder to get loot. Like no big deal, right? It's now like heroic difficulty is fairly difficult, and it's like all just a grind bullet fest. You're just shooting at a boss forever, which sucks, but like whatever. Okay, I did that. I now get my dope loot, and it'll be worth it, right? And it's just purples. It's a mass purple drop with gold. Gold and orange are the legendary and heroic, or not heroic, like special, like named weapons, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. So I just have to do hard stuff a lot, and then hopefully something will drop. But the drop rate is garbage. So they've taken the one thing that makes doing the heroic worth it, and it's not even worth it now, right? And then also, what I wanted the most out of this expansion was the Dark Zone to be back in New York, because the Dark Zone in Washington, D.C. in Division 2 is trash. You only have like 12 people at a time. The map is a lot smaller because Division 1, it was like a huge chunk of New York was the dark zone. It was huge. You had like so many people in it. It was great. Like going rogue in that in Division 1 was, God, I was such a jerk. I was such a jerk in Division 1. Oh my
I
God.
think we all were.
I would just like wait for like a lot of people to group up and just sticky bomb them. They'd all die, and it was the best. It was the most fun.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Oh, it was the worst. I was such a troll Division.
You're the guy that I'm always like, who just sits around and waits for a group of people to get together and then sticky bombs us?
100%.
100% Dom.
I was the worst. But so I was hoping for that. But so in my opinion, the end game playability with Warlords of New York isn't there, which is kind of a bummer because that was like what they were like. That was the whole point of it, was for more end game stuff.
Yeah, and it seems like they just slapped a bunch of like, well, didn't slap it. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on with it, but like they added a new storyline. Dom sort of spoiled it for me earlier.
I did. So, I totally thought. I thought you beat it. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm halfway through the campaign, so
I thought you beat
which is fine. I'll survive. It's not like the whole reason why I got the expansion was for the story. It's fine.
This actually that's the sarcasm, because it is the exact reason why I got the story is good. I will say that the story is really fun. Playing it with I played it with my buddy Jason, which like I think it's a lot better with a friend.
Yeah, I'm playing it solo because I don't have any friends who play the game.
Well, you should. I would say you should matchmake, because it makes
it
makes there's like some harder missions as you get in.
Yeah, I mean the final boss fights for those little operatives or whatever they're called, the Division Rogue agents are hard as fuck, man.
Very hard. I would say you should definitely
right, I'll try that.
Matchmake, because they're difficult. And they get harder. The last mission, like the last mission, is impossible alone. I'll tell you right now. Don't even bother doing it alone.
All right, I'll give it a try with matchmaking.
Other than that, like the game, they've always built the Division well. It's a well-built game, regardless of the end game problems it may be facing, right? So I don't know. I mean, like, it's the thing. I'll always play the Division. So give me another expansion where they fix stuff, and I'll come back. I don't know.
Yeah,
it sucks that we have to do that, but.
Yeah, I like the gameplay. I like the storyline. I like a lot of things that they did in the Division. Like I think as a looter shooter, it is one of my favorites.
Oh, easily,
because the mechanics, the lore, the detail, and the environments is top notch. It's just like they put a lot of care. Like the art department really does a lot to make the game very immersible and makes you feel like you're there in that world. It's just unfortunate that the mechanic teams or the raid teams or whatever it is that they have doing that stuff is just kind of falling short a little bit. But
because like you have so many different pieces to video games, and so you want to sit there and be like, what the shit? Who makes the Division?
It's Ubisoft.
You want like, what the shit, Ubisoft? But like, God, there's so many pieces. There's so many pieces in any video game.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're just the I think they're just the studio. I can't remember who makes it. I think it's Massive.
Yes, maybe? It is Massive. Yes, it is Massive. So what the shit, Massive? But
hey,
yeah, there's just so many pieces to every video game. Like, and that's the hard thing is, I mean, I don't want to play a blame game. No one wants to do that.
I love playing the blame game, dude. I live to play the blame game.
You live for that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still playing a little bit. Like my buddy Jason, Jason, he's like he's back in hard. He'll be all right. Let's go grind the stuff out. I'm like, oh, Jason, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it.
Is it the worst when you just kind of get like burnt on a game like that, and your boy is just like, man, let's go, man. Let's play this for like the next 12 hours.
He's like, excited.
I got
I'm not excited.
to do.
But it's not even just that. I'm just not excited about it.
I get it. Totally.
I had my fun with it. But then once my fun got done,
there's other stuff to do, like Doom Eternal, and
I can't wait.
The soon to be released Final Fantasy VII.
Dude, I read an article yesterday that they're saying that there's going to be a possible delay on the release of the physical copies, and I was sure. I will physically drive my ass to the distribution center and pick my copy up, man. Like, don't you do this to me? Yeah. Don't you do this to me?
So
go ahead.
I was gonna say that's interesting because like I normally I normally do. I stopped doing physical copies unless it's like a special edition of something that I'm looking forward to, like a steel book or something. And so Final Fantasy VII is one of those few that I was like, well, I want the steel book. I want the physical copy of it.
Yeah.
It has such a it is such a classic and a staple in gaming history for me. So it's like I really wanted to have that tangible copy of it as opposed to just having a digital download. Like Doom Eternal, I'll have a digital download of it. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But like that copy of Final Fantasy VII, I think is like what I really want, which is why I get like some of the collector's editions and everything. So it's interesting that that's the case. They're like, oh, you can just order the digital copy of it. So I wish that they would, like, if there was a time in which they say, okay, we're going to have a shortage of physical copies. Like, here's a free download. Here's a code to download the game, and we'll send you the physical copy. I think is what would be
the
nice,
right thing to do.
I don't think we're going to do it.
100%.
Did we actually? Did we talk about the demo? Like, I can't even remember if we had the regular podcast.
No, I think we were waiting.
Not on the podcast. No, we talked about it. We talked about it in Discord. So
okay, so can I give my
absolutely?
No, please do. I want to hear it.
Incredible. Like I personally, I don't see. I could not find any flaws in what I was doing. In terms of like, I don't like those kinds of combat systems because I'm an old school RPG gamer. I love turn-based combat. Because to me, it's like a little bit more about strategy and taking your time to make the right decisions. But also, I just like the lackadaisical gameplay. That's my style of game. But this was great because it is a live action game. However, when you want to use an ability or, cast a spell or tell like Barrett to do something, it doesn't just like pause the game. It's still going in like super duper slow motion in the background, which kind of still gives you that element of like, okay, don't take 10 years to make a decision, but you're not going to die if you don't make a decision within the next split second,
Sure.
And there were so many little small details about it that they nailed because, like as Charlie was saying, like I know you're not the biggest fan of it, but for me, this is like the game of my childhood experience that like probably I sank like 200, 300 hours into this game as a kid, getting like every single materia, getting everybody to 99, blah, 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 killing the ultimate weapon, all that stuff. And just the first like 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay, it just sent like chills down my spine as to like how good I thought it was, because like
what is the beta? Is it just like the beginning of the game?
It's like, so you can go to the end of the first reactor, where it, you fight the this is gonna sound terrible. I don't even know the name of the first boss. I think it's like the Scorpion something.
Which the first boss?
Dude, the first boss in the original game, the first boss is a joke, right? You can just like walk all over it. But like Full Metal and I were talking about how, dude, the first boss fight is like so intuitive. Like you can't just like spam the X button. No, you had to like actually
kill this fool,
maneuver abilities and figure out like the pattern he's gonna attack in and back out and back in. Like there was actually like skill involved in killing the first boss, and I was just like, damn, dude. Like I'm thinking about all the bosses in the game. I'm like, this could get really cool,
Yeah.
And they nailed like little details where like Cloud and Barrett don't get along really well with each other. Like they kind of clash. There's a little bit of tension between the two of them. And this is like a small detail that I was looking for because as a kid, I always thought it was so cool, the idea of like, or the concept that like they carry these weapons and they put like these little materia gems in the weapons. Okay. Well, they actually replicated that, and when you're like switching materia around, it actually shows the like green materia in Cloud's sword. So like for me, cool. I was like, hats off for like very small attention to detail right there, because that's the shit that people like I really wanted to see,
That's
because
awesome.
As a kid, you're only able to like envision it in your head. You're not able to see it like physically in the game. But as an adult, and now that they have these games that are so like graphically advanced, it was just cool to see that they didn't just like look over something like that, and they really wanted to deliver the full package of making a quality remake instead of just like enhancing the graphics and spitting out something that they're like, oh, people will buy this because it's got Final Fantasy VII on the title. Like they really cared about
Warcraft Reforged.
Yeah, Yeah, that's prime. That's actually
Literally
a
is
great
the
comparison.
the perfect example. It's like it's not even Warcraft Reforged wasn't even like they bettered the graphics. They barely slapped a coat of paint on it, and we're like, here you go. You'll pay for this. You're
Yeah.
idiots. You like Blizzard.
So I'm super excited, man. I mean, I literally like, and not only that, the way they end it, it's like you kill the boss and you come back and you're like getting ready and you're thinking in your head, you're like, oh yeah, now we're gonna get the train. We're gonna go back to like the little encampment. You get to see Tifa for the first time. Like, I want to see what they made Tifa look like. What does she say? That's the other thing. They got voices. Like Cloud never said a word in Final Fantasy VII. No, he did not say a word, and he's actually like talking. So like for me, I'm like, oh shit. Like that's
awesome.
That's such a foreign thought to me, you know? And
yeah.
I don't know, but they ended it and it's like it like goes into this CGI cutscene of like Cloud walking into I guess it's Midgar and like one of the cities, and he sees Aerith, and like it's just like, oh my god. I mean, pure nostalgia boners all over the place for that game. And then they ended it with like showing a picture of Sephiroth, and it's like, bro, I want to hear what he sounds like. Like, I want to see that first cutscene when you first get out of Midgard. You're like in the little town, and Cloud gives the first story to the group about how he went back, or like how he used to be a seed soldier, and he's like going on the little adventure to his hometown with Sephiroth, and like, bro, just
Sephiroth.
I can't, dude. It's next topic. I got so many nerd boners for this game, dude. It's crazy.
I'm looking forward to playing it, and it's only what they pushed it back to April 10th is what it was.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
3 weeks away.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. So that's exciting.
Hopefully the world survives until then.
The world survives.
Yeah, I know. I'm just teasing.
100%. No, it'll be fine. Side note, real quick. Our war just started in Marvel Strike Force. Take a guess who we got matched up against.
Legion of Cabal.
Legion of Cabal.
Wait, OG.
Take a
OG. We have 800, and our points are like 815 or something like that is our war score. They're at 1875.
Have a nice vacation.
Yeah, we've had workations for the past I think 6 wars.
Yeah,
so I'm a little frustrated with it.
That sucks.
It happens.
It happens
way more than you would think. It's also a reason why.
That's why like being in a higher alliance will do that. You're going to get higher people.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. But anyway,
it sucks.
It's neither here nor there.
Got first world problems over there.
I wouldn't mind at the end of this we could talk a little bit about Strike Force.
Bros, we gotta open up my 48 red stars together. You know.
Well, you better stream that.
I will.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see the disappointment on your face.
It's gonna be real. It's gonna be
real good. Make sure you do Seed Theory before that, though.
Let's also back at other games. I started playing Marvel Super War, which we talked a little bit about in the Discord.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on that game?
So, Marvel Super War. To give a brief description. Marvel Super War is a new Marvel MOBA. There was another mobile Marvel MOBA game. Like League of Legends, but with Marvel characters, and it's a tongue twister. I know, it's actually pretty good. Marvel characters, like League of Legends style game, on mobile platform. It's only out. It's like only out in like India and Asia, or India's in Asia, right? So it's like various parts of Asia. I don't think it's out in Europe. Maybe it's in Europe. I don't know. Regardless, the server issue is a little difficult because like I'm not in any of those places, so I have a high ping usually, and the game recognizes if you're playing outside of the allowed zone, so you only get 10 games until it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Which the other day I thought I was just having an error, and I read up online that if your IP is coming out of like America or somewhere else that it's not globally launched yet,
get you a VPN.
Well, the thing is, all you have to do is sign in as a guest. You can keep signing in as a guest, and you'll always get those games. So whatever. It's like a stupid workaround.
Progress, though, right?
No progress, but like whatever. I'll wait for once the game once it like globally launches. I don't mind. It's
I'm
really
actually curious. What is holding it back from globally being launched?
I assume China being on full lockdown. I assume at this point, like any like I'm curious if they even had a date before, but whatever it is, I'm sure it got shifted.
Yeah. Well, it's what is it? It's mainly they do these things so that we can do testing, server load.
Yeah.
They can do a bunch of IT stuff, essentially,
especially
like figuring out.
They do this a lot. I feel like.
Yeah, well, it's not just like, oh, okay, release it to the world, and all of a sudden, if you're going from a player size of like 20,000 to 2 million,
It's
it
harsh.
can
Yeah.
it can overload the systems and make things bad. So they just
100%.
And NetEase is a legitimate company, like a gaming site. Like they're gonna do shit like this because they're gonna make sure that his shit is launched properly. The game's
Yeah.
really fun. I had to figure out like my key
what a
mapping.
concept.
Yeah. I the key mapping was a little difficult. There actually Nox had a suggested key mapping from other players, and I tried that out. It's not so bad. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I am enjoying it. The having to sign it out every time 10 games is annoying, but they did a good job. I'm sure there are other mobile MOBA games. I
Yeah,
haven't
there
played,
are.
yeah, I
There's a
haven't played
big
any of
one.
them, but
I don't know why I can't think of the name of it, but I tried one out for a while. It was
It's on iOS. I think it's called like Vainglory. I think
that's
is
it.
what
That's
is.
the one I
Yeah.
played. Yeah. It's actually a buddy of mine when I was at programming school. He and I would play it together, and we would. It was actually a lot of fun. But it just for me, I was like, I just want to go play League. But
exactly.
I have a hard time playing MOBA games because I don't know what to do, where to go. It feels kind of slow to me at the beginning.
well, that's the point.
At the beginning, yeah, exactly.
I mean, League is like League to me. The thing that I love about League of Legends is that it's in your brain, you're essentially playing a very high level chess match because there are a lot of decisions you have to make, and then you have to add in mechanical skill with it, and like split second decision making of saying like, oh my god, I'm mid lane, there's nobody around, it's 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Okay, jungler's gonna gank somewhere. Like I know he's coming from somewhere. Is he gonna go top? Is he gonna go mid? Is he gonna go bottom? Does he suck and he's not even gonna show up anywhere? Like what's going on here? And then it's like, oh, well, the mid laner's being super aggressive. Like that means that the jungler must be nearby, or he's just stupid. Should I take advantage of this? Should I keep farming? Like those are all the decisions that go through my mind while I'm playing. And it's like, that's why I guess I like those as compared to things like battle royale games where I suck complete donkey balls at. And
I know some of those words. I don't know anything what you're just talking about. For
it's
really
some other people.
I don't know.
So
okay, well,
there's 3 lanes. You have top, bottom, middle, and
I
then you have a jungle lane.
I understand that.
Okay,
but I don't understand the strategy involved in like how to do this thing.
Like
Because that's why, like,
but
I was
that
going
is the
through and trying to kill
strategy.
people.
That is the strategy, and that's why. That's I guess like that.
It also is another example of get good.
Ooh. I will say this much.
The more you play, you'll figure out why you go jungle.
I will say this much. I've been playing League since the beginning of it. Like literally, it was in beta when my buddies and I first got a code on it, and I've been dog shit at that game for so many years.
League's also tough. There's so many people.
There's so many people, dude. And as adults, dude, I know I'm getting clowned by like 13 or 14-year-old kids sometimes. Like clowned,
easily.
And the thing is that this last season was the first time I said to myself, I'm going to mute chat completely. Like I'm not going to talk to anybody ever. All I'm going to do is ping like where I want to go, which means I can do well, you know what pinging means. And when I stopped getting emotional in the games, I actually made it to gold, which is like actually tough in League. Like getting out of silver is actually very difficult. And I mean, it was like you said, you have to actually like focus on your skill, like what you're doing, your decision making, and then
my MOBA was always Heroes of the Storm, which is Blizzard's MOBA, and it's funny, I haven't played it in so long, but Marvel Super War prompted me to go re-download Heroes of the Storm.
That'd be so fun if the three of us could play it together. Like, that'd be.
I mean, that'd be great. I would love to learn how to do that.
So that's the problem is we tried playing Super War, me, Vash, and White Fang. Also, big shout out to White Fang, probably our biggest. I don't want to say fan. That feels like it's degrading.
He's a supporter.
He's a friend. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the fam.
Friend, I like the friend of the pod tag. We tried playing it. We joined up. We all made accounts. But since we're not in the zone, our ping is too high apparently, so it won't let us join a game together. Which sucks. I know. I know it was such a bummer, but the thing is, at some point, the game will get globally released.
Yeah.
Honestly, that'll probably be my new game. That'll be the game that's.
Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't wait to play it on this. Like, because
that's gonna be great.
the iPhone 11, like once I got this thing like a month or two ago, it has made my mobile gaming experience exponentially better.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I'm looking forward to the new Future Revolution. That will be my game.
Oh, that one's gonna be so much fun.
There's super cool skins. Like all the skins are really awesome. They have really good cool. Their library of characters is already awesome. I can't wait they're gonna have so many characters in that game. And like they've done a good job of classification for characters, like Mantis being a hero, like Vision being an energy character. Like there's all these, like they did go good with the classification system. It's fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Do you think Punisher will get a military tag or a defender tag?
No. So it doesn't work. Like there's no like team tags, but Punisher will probably be a marksman, obviously, or an assassin, maybe. Probably a marksman.
Only Marvel Strike Force players will understand that reference.
Yeah, yes, they will. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for a global release. I've been like, I have like keywords tagged in the.
Speaking of global releases, if y'all are bored, any listeners of the pod, and you want a fun game to try out, the new 7 Deadly Sins game that came out from Netmarble, 7 Deadly Sins, Grain Cross. I mean, it's definitely an anime game. If you're not into that kind of stuff, you won't like it. But I will tell you right now that I have been like very casually playing it. It's a very well put together game. Like it's actually like for a mobile game, the graphics are great, and you're basically like interacting with the actual anime itself. So if you've never watched it, just something to do. I think it's fun, but quality mobile games. That's all I feel like I got to tell people about them when I see them.
Quality.
Yeah, it's a quality game, you know?
Yeah, but
unlike the one that I log into every day.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on Blitz. Not even funny.
I'm at
2 million right now. Is that? Oh, yeah. So am I, dude. God, I've just been so busy. I haven't had any time to do any Blitz hits.
Well, the funny thing is that 2 mil is high for me.
Is that how much you're at right now?
Yeah, I'm at 2 million in the Blob Blitz.
I'm at 4, and I'm
because I want Blob.
Like
I'm at like 60K, and I'm just
the new Brotherhood is actually kind of cool with Toad and Blob. Like I don't have a single Marauder upgraded except for obviously Sabretooth and Mystique, only because they were in Brotherhood. But I want to do Brotherhood with Toad and Blob because it seems like it's a good Coulson killer.
Yeah, I feel like. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do you have something else to talk about? Because I have a big thing to talk about.
No, that's pretty much all I'm playing at this point.
Oh, can I talk about Animal Crossing really fast?
Animal Crossing
really fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what we're playing.
It just came out yesterday, obviously, and I have never played an Animal Crossing game before. If you had asked me if I would buy the game myself, I would never go out and buy it. However, a friend gifted it to me, so I'm definitely sinking some time into it. Okay. And I think it is, for what's going on right now in the world, it's quite enjoyable to like have a game where I'm not stressed about like shooting anything, getting kills, like
virus stuff.
I'm just chilling, dude. I'm like, oh man, I could buy a smoker for my house. Like, yeah, let me get the smoker going so I can invite my boys over. We can have some ribs. I don't know, just something fun and chill to do, And I get why it's such a, like, if I had kids, I would 100% let them play this game because it is like wholesome AF, and it's just, it's a cute game. It's very Nintendo. It's very well put together.
What if anything to say? It's very Nintendo. That's very true. It's very Nintendo.
Dude, it's 100% Nintendo, man. Like when even as you're like when you get in, the very first thing you do, it's like 2 little raccoons, and they have this like language they speak that it's almost like, it's not, it is English, but it's like a game coded. Yeah, it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's very whimsical. It made me laugh a bit, which is funny. Like, which I needed to laugh because everything's so like doom and gloom in the world right now. And I'm just like, I was dying laughing. Okay, so like the first thing I did is I picked up the first thing is like, go pick one thing I think is interesting is everybody across the world has different fruits on their farm. So like my buddy in the UK has had pears. I had oranges. My other friend had bananas. Another girl I'm friends with had like cherries on her farm.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we can go to each other's farms. We can like pick that. You can go to each other's like little things and like put things in their item box for them. Like you can like leave presents for people.
Right. No, it's
cool.
The
thing I thought was really funny is while I was collecting stuff, I started picking up wheats. And one of the little mini raccoons is like, hey, if you got any extra weed, it didn't have the plural S. It's like, I'll buy it off of you. So I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to my buddy at Nintendo. I was like, what kind of kids game is this, man? I've gone around, picked up all the weed on my island, and these little raccoons want to buy it from me? Like, is this a drug stimulator,
little
dude?
Trash
like,
pandas
trash pandas trying to buy some weed off me, man? Like, damn, dude. Like, I got a kick out of it. So even as a 35-year-old adult, I got a kick out of it. Like, that to me is a good game. But
you just reminded me, there is one more new game I started, not new for everyone else, but new for me. Me and Mallory started playing Undercooked. Is it Overcooked?
That's a fantastic game, dude.
I'm surprised you guys are still together.
So, dude, it is so hard.
Yeah, it requires a lot of coordination. Actually,
it is so hard. I'm like,
I should just remember we should play. Amanda and I should play that because we've played that game so many times. It's so good. Anyway,
it hurts how difficult it is. I was like, this is a genuinely hard, like, it's like, I need the fish, give me the fish. It's like,
and then you have those missions where like the things you get locked in and out and you can't do anything. You're like, I need pizza, give me the goddamn tomatoes.
Yeah, like the platform is moving in the sky, you might fall off. Oh my, that one's hard. So the stakes.
Now just imagine what that's like in real life when you got a dining room full of hungry ass people.
Yeah, but you also have like 14 like sous chefs, you have assistants, you have servers.
Or you just have trays of pasta, penne, ragu. You're fine.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Just
what
words
did
coming
you
out my
say? Penne, ragu? What? Did you just name a sauce and a type of noodle?
You're physically hurting me.
Did you just drop the ragu? Don, did this man just drop ragu in front of both of us?
He did. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I'm sure my wife will hear this and she'd be like, "You're cut off."
You know what's funny is in the post-apocalyptic grocery store run that I did the other day, the produce section had like very limited things. But let me tell you one thing your boy did not miss out on: tomatoes, garlic, one onion, and a big ass sprig of basil. And I made myself like 3 gallons of tomato sauce, and I was cracking up at everybody buying glasses of like jars of tomato sauce.
Well, I will say this: I did buy a couple jars of Rouse brand as a literal backup. But
hey,
got mad.
I wouldn't be mad at you either because where you are, I would be. It's a little bit different for me. I live literally walking distance to one of the biggest grocery publics in America, so like it's not as scary to me now.
The grocery stores aren't so bad. It's definitely it's a little more scarce. The funny thing is, the bread section of like every grocery store is picked clean. But the reason I say this is funny is I like a brand called Dave's Power Bread.
Okay,
I like that too.
Yeah, Dave's is great. Dave uses I think it's like they do something like cool. It's like ex-cons like help make the bread or something like charitable like that.
Okay, yeah.
But like the bread, it's not necessarily organic, but it uses organic materials. The bread is just good. Like it's higher in protein. Blah 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 blah. People must think it's like like gluten free or some kind of like weird like hippy dippy like bread or something.
Because there was none of it sold out.
None of it. Every single bread was gone, but every single Dave's Power Bread was there. We got a couple loaves. I froze.
That's
one.
The best. That's the best. That's like one of those few times where you're like, my like weird palate came through in the clutch.
Oh, dude, seriously. Yeah, we got 2 loaves. We froze one, had the other one out for just regular need, I guess. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, so Charlie, back to your big thing. What were we gonna talk about?
Yeah, we're done talking about.
So, I don't know if you guys saw this, but they finally released the specs for the PlayStation 5.
Oh, and Xbox, and Xbox Series X too. Yeah,
yeah. So the big, they're ridiculous. I don't. Dom, you want to queue up the Xbox?
Let me get that
box thing, whatever it's called.
Xbox Series X.
I'll queue up the hyper-meter over here. Yeah.
So anyway, I want to go through the specs of the PlayStation. So there's 2 big takeaways I want to talk about from this once we go through it. So the CPU for the PlayStation 5 it has an x86 64 AMD Ryzen Zen 2. Not sure exactly what that is. It's got 8 cores, 16 threads. It can do variable frequency up to 3.5 gigahertz, which is pretty good, I would say, for like overclocking and whatnot.
Okay.
GPU is a AMD Radeon RDNA 2 base graphics engine with a ray tracing acceleration, and it can do variable frequency up to 2.23 gigahertz. And the thing that's it's making people like go nuts is the teraflops. It does 10.3 teraflops. I don't know if you guys have been watching Twitter at all, but like literally all game developers are saying like teraflops have not been a measure of performance in like 10, 15 years. So like it literally means nothing. And people are like, you should just get rid of teraflops. Nobody gives a shit about teraflops. hilarious in my opinion.
Yeah.
System memory is GDR 6 of 16 gigabytes of RAM with 448 gigabytes per sec bandwidth. The SSD, which I personally think is going to be the game changer of all of these things, is the SSD is a 825 gigabyte SSD. I'm sure that'll be upgradable if you want to later, with a 5.5 gigabyte per second read bandwidth. So that is essentially NVMe style read write. As somebody who was a DIT for many years, the biggest thing for me in terms of like downloading and accessing media is bandwidth. So essentially, like you could have SSD drives and whatever all the way through, but like unless it's hardwired into your computer or anything like that, you're going to have a hard time accessing anything, no matter what your thing is. So like the bandwidth is the biggest limiting factor of what it is that you have, because you can throw an SSD into a PlayStation 4 now and you'll be fine, but like what really comes down to is how fast it can access it. So that's what we call read write speed. That's what we call like megabits per second. So in fact, this has a 5.5 gigabyte per second base speed, which is probably going to be somewhere around the 800 to 900 megabytes per second, like in actuality, in my opinion. That's a lot. That's very fast. That just means like loading time, they're going to be practically non-existent. Yep. They can render things much faster because of the read write speeds. Essentially just the loading the textures, unloading, going to RAM, that kind of stuff, as well as being able to have the sort of like, loading of essentially just everything loading in general is going to be speedier. So that way, you can have higher graphics for all this stuff that can load in faster. Hopefully it won't be as many pop textures like there are like with the Division 2, unfortunately, that kind of stuff. It has, it'll do a UHD Blu-ray up to 100 gigabyte per disc, which is essentially dual layer Blu-ray at the moment. Yep. And it will support up to 4K 120 hertz TVs, 8K TVs, and VRR, which is variable rate refreshes, specifically via HDMI 2.1, which is a big thing. And then they said they're doing a new audio board on there, which is called Tempest 3D Audio Tech. I personally have not looked into what this is, but from everything that I'm hearing, it's not Atmos. It's better than Atmos. Interesting. It essentially allows you to have 3D audio, which is dynamic as opposed to pre-programmed. So how things work with surround sound and everything right now in like Atmos is there are predetermined channels of audio. So you have your speakers, your surround sound, your ceiling speakers and whatnot all around you that have are coded into the audio cues. Like, hey, when the player is looking this way, these channels are enabled, and it switches as you move your camera. So essentially it's hard coded. Whereas I'm assuming with the 3D audio tech, it is software enabled. So that way your developers can just say, okay, when you're walking past a cat, the cat makes this sound, and therefore the 3D audio will then take over and determine where it goes. So, which is why it's a hardware issue, not necessarily a software issue. So I'm kind of excited for all that, because that means also if you're doing that and you're playing with headphones and all you have are stereo headphones, that'll take into effect your stereo headphones. So you'll hear 3D audio within your stereo headphones. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I'm taking from that aspect of what it is.
That's a good, yeah. I don't want this to be like a oh my god, this is so much better than that. But the Xbox does have slightly better specs, and I'm sure that they waited purposely for PlayStation stuff first. I don't know, who knows? But
I thought the Xbox stuff came first and then PlayStation afterwards.
Oh, interesting. Yes. Well, it's the same thing. CPU is 8 cores, 3.8 gigahertz Zen 2 CPU, a 12 teraflops.
No one cares about teraflops.
No one cares about teraflops. Same GPU, just more teraflops, whatever that means. 7 nanometers. Memory is 16 gigs, GDR6. The internal storage is 1 terabyte NVMe SSD with a slot expansion. So you could add another NVMe SSD in. 4.8 gigabits a second. And then also they have an external storage besides the expansion, which uses USB 3.2 support. And then the same thing, 4K UHD Blu-ray in the performance target is 4K at 60 frames a second, up to 120 frames a second, which is interesting. Both very similar, like super similar specs, similar specs, which is pretty dope. Simulation, exactly. Well, I think it's like a $500 price point, and then they have a cheaper option too, which something about it is different. I don't remember what. I mean, I'm not going to be getting it anytime soon, but it's so dope. It's still like that is a good computer, let alone a good console. Like that shit. That's in pretty. At some point, it's just all going to blend together. You know?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, there's
I
that
mean,
company.
they're already close.
That company Origin, they make desktops with built-in Xboxes and PlayStations.
That's pretty cool. What is that? Is that like just to kind of make streaming?
Sure,
maybe
just the whole package
more
is here.
streamlined process.
Right now, I got space on my desk for my Xbox. On the ground, I have my PC. That's less cables going back and forth. That's like all of that. You know what I mean?
True.
I think that's a very interesting idea. But yeah, those are beefy consoles. Like that's insane.
That's close to what I'm doing right now for my system, except I have dual 2080 Ti's in my computer. But
yeah.
So I'm excited for this. I mean, the PlayStation 5 is going to be a day one purchase for me, no matter what. Like, as soon as they open pre-orders, I'm pre-ordering that shit. It's like pretty much spending all the biggest capabilities you can get for that, because I think it's just going to be incredible. And I know there's a lot of flack of like, oh well, Xbox is technically better specs than PlayStation.
But again,
blah,
it's
blah,
so
blah, blah.
similar. But it's like that shit can shut up with all those people talking about that, because it's so minor.
You're going to have that no matter what. So it wouldn't matter. If PlayStation was better, it would have been, I mean, it's just more about like the games and access to, different things.
It's what you play. That's
I think it's also what you're used to, right?
Exactly.
Like if you've been a PlayStation user for so long, like an Xbox, like if I were to load up an Xbox, the UI, it's going to take me, well, I mean, whatever.
At this point, it's really the controller.
It's a minor inconvenience. Oh yeah, that too.
We have with Xbox, we have the
that's a dope looking controller, by the way.
Thank you. It's like the Call of Duty one from a couple of years ago. I want an Elite, but I'm not spending like $180, especially now.
I want to try Scuff as well, but I'm not spending that money.
We have with Xbox, we have the displaced joystick layout, but with PlayStation, we have them side by side, right, Charlie?
Right. Yeah. That's actually I didn't buy the Pro version of the Switch controller, which is like the wireless one, because it's I think it was like 80 or what is it, like $80 or $90?
It's $80. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a little bit of a cheap ass. I bought the wired version of that.
It's
I love
good,
it, dude. I love it. Love it. I actually, dude, I love the Switch, man. Like, I don't have a lot of games for it, but we can sit here and the two systems can tout like,
which is great,
tech specs all they want. But for me, I think the Switch provides something that neither one of the other consoles provide, which is just
wholesome gaming.
Actually, that's actually probably the biggest thing. Let's not even talk about the portability, but I don't know. Also, dude, I'm a huge fan of Nintendo's the Classic and the Super Nintendo Store. Those are two libraries. Those are two libraries that every time they have new editions, that's like I can't wait to see what they are, because I'm always hoping if it's just something that like I played as a child, and I can't wait to just be able to play it again. I don't know. It's a great it's a great thing, man.
Yeah. So I feel like there's I'm looking forward to seeing what this all does. I know a lot of people have been saying that like doesn't matter the best graphics and the best resolution, whatever. It's still going to take time to build all this stuff, especially if you're doing higher resolution.
You also have to have the right TV for it too.
Yeah.
Right, display, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Display works just as well. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with all this stuff, man.
PlayStation for life.
It's going to be quite an interesting time, to say the least. So, yeah. Anything else out there in the gaming world to discuss? Are we missing anything specifically?
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff happening with like stuff with the coronavirus. I'm sure. There's company stuff happening here and there, but all this stuff will get laid out as time goes on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's one more thing to worry about.
Yep. But just one more thing to worry about. Yeah, amen to that.
I don't know how I'm going to pay my 2 mortgages. We'll see.
We'll all, in the end, we'll all be okay.
Rent my house, rent my condo. Come on, you want to. Somebody out there in the world
hire Vash to produce a film about the effects of coronavirus in America.
Documentary.
That sounds
Documentary. There you go.
terrible, actually.
I know, right?
Not a great idea. Dami, do some more shoots so I can get my camera out there.
Yeah, do some more shoots so I can have a job.
Thank you guys all for coming out and being a part of us. That'll be our episode for today. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where you can get this episode and every episode where we talk mostly about Marvel Strike Force, video games, coronavirus, flexing, chef stuff.
Hell yeah.
And how much I have to, how many mortgages I have to pay. So. But anyway, thank you guys very much. We'll stay on the stream for a bit. If you want to check us out live, you can do it whenever we record, typically on Sundays, but this Sunday I'm moving, so you can check us out there on twitch.tv/OG podcast. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Wash your hands, social distancing.
Perfect.